Despite the slight increase in the number of new infections today, Gunata, we can look forward to the second phase of the relaxation of the shutdown measures, touching from what the spokesman of the Center for COVID-19 Situation Administration, Dr. Tavisin Visanu said today. That means that big businesses, I mean, including most likely the shopping malls, department stores, will be allowed to reopen, most likely by the middle of this month. So that's another piece of good news.
Yes, thanks to low infection in many consecutive days, especially in the past week and last week, Kuntepchai. And that's why they have outlined the plan that probably the second phase of easing restriction will take place on 17th of May. So it's quite news for celebration of today. And the new infection, the new cases for today are 3 and no new fatality for today, Kuntepchai.
Yeah, then one of the new infections is a 59-year-old woman who is reported to have been in close contact with returnees from Malaysia, and the other two are Thai workers under state quarantine. So for quite a number of days in consecutive order now that we have seen a single digit, the lower side of a single digit infections figure. So certainly this is quite a big comfort for us, I mean, who has been seeing large number of new infections earlier. So that means that the authorities have all the reason to consider further reopening the economy.
Yes, as we have discussed, they have planned to reopen ease of restriction can take place of the second phase on 17th of May, and they have outlined what will happen. Like next week from 8 to 12 of May, they will have hearing on the result of new infection, whether it's still 1 digit or below 10 cases each day, in which we have been doing quite okay in the past 2 weeks. And on 13th of May, they will be meeting with government officials from the stakeholder authority involved and try to make a decision. And on 14th of May, they will draft regulation and procedure of easing of the restriction, and 17th of May will be D-Day, shall we say that, if it's the easing of restriction on the second phase.
So this is sounds like a carrot for Thai people to make sure that they strictly comply with the social distancing directive, so that we can keep the number of infection cases, I mean, as low as possible. So the next 1 week and the next 1 week or 10 days will be very crucial. So let's hope that we can keep things this way. I mean, the number of new infections as low as possible, and then we can expect to enjoy, I mean, further opening of the economy and businesses. And the good news is that Kunnata, the Chatuchak Park, the Chatuchak weekend market, I mean, the world famous flea market in Bangkok, will reopen to visitors, of course, to tourists as well, starting this weekend. But of course, I mean, there will be strict social distancing measures employed at the market, and that to make sure that it will not become a hotspot, because that means that we will be seeing thousands of people flocking to the market, and of course the strict compliance with the social distancing measures will be very, very important.
So it will be business as nearly usual under new normal circumstances. And the green group of business are the groups which will be reopened on 17th of May if it's going to be reopened. So that includes bookshops, clothes shops, building materials, outdoor stadium, tennis court, for example. So that would be group of business under green groups in which some business activities can resume again, Kuntepchai. And today,
right.
Public Health Ministry is also telling us the plan of having more testing among Thai population, and they plan to have totally about 6,000 per 1 million population. So it means that so far they have tested 200,000 population already. So it means that they would have to take testing for 200,000 more, or about 400,000 of testing totally from total Thai population, Kun Thepchai.
Yes, that's right. That's the health aspect of the pandemic. But on another aspect, dealing with the livelihood of the people, as many as 28.8 million people have applied for the 5,000 baht subsidy from the government. The 5,000 baht will be paid out for 3 consecutive months. That means that each will be getting a total of 15,000 baht in cash subsidies. But unfortunately, because of some restriction, only 13.4 million have passed the qualification screening so far. But of course, these people still have rooms, space to appeal. And because it has happened in the past, many people who were denied the subsidies eventually were successful in getting it after they made appeals, and the appeals were reviewed, and then eventually the authorities agreed that they deserve to have the subsidy. So the next few weeks will be quite important for these people. These are people really in need of help. These are people who depend on their daily wages. No work for one day means that no income for one day, and that one day it will be certainly a very bad time for not only the person but also his or her family as well.
That's why 5,000 baht is really important for these people who register and crying for help, more than 20 million. And as Kun Thepchai say, about 13.5 million have already passed all the filtering process. And tomorrow, about 11 million will get transfer of the money into their pocket. So probably they have something to look forward to for tomorrow, Kun Thepchai.
That's why we have been seeing a lot of hectic scenes at the finance ministry and the public relations department compound, which has been used to house thousands of applicants who have been queuing up to get their shares of the subsidies. So we hope that most people, if not all of them, will be successful anyway, because we understand the importance of these amounts of subsidies for these people's livelihood.